I think SleepNation kind of embodies our stories, our own stories. I feel like I was a slept-on player going through high school, getting hit with COVID. And I didn't go D1 or have the, all the looks coming out of high school. So I feel like the SleepNation story inspires people just to be a part of this community. It's just be a positive community for players that are slept on or just don't have the resources. So that's what I want to do is, allow the players that, the shoes that I was in, just be able to help them out.
I wanted to work hard and I wanted to go to these places, but I didn't have the opportunities. So for me, it was like being a part of something like this where we're able to provide more opportunities for cheaper prices. And for those kids that are less fortunate, it just goes back to what my mission is and how I was raised. And that's why, it's so important to me.
SleepNation for Sacramento basically gives hope to a lot of the youngers. A local kid who grew up here, born and raised from Sacramento, helping to put Sacramento up on the map, giving students an opportunity to know that the road traveled may not be the one that everybody thinks, but if you're able to be courageous and brave and just walk the path that's made for you, God willing, you'll get to your goal.
From Sacramento, specifically Rancho Cordova being my hometown, there's a lot of talent out there, but there's a lot of kids that didn't have the means to put themselves out there or get the training that they needed. So I feel like it's a good spotlight. And I know a lot of talented players that just didn't have the means to put themselves out there. So it means a lot to see like somebody taking care of those kids and bringing something to help them out, giving them a platform for them to elevate and show their talent.
I think it takes a lot of discipline, especially when you don't have maybe the looks you want, or maybe you're not at the level that you want to be, and just trusting in the work, trusting that you don't have to be at the finish line first, and slow and steady wins the race. It's not easy, and I feel like a lot of people younger in their career get so caught up in the glitz and glam of being a great basketball player with the social media presence and stuff like that, but just knowing the true purpose of why you're playing basketball and where you're trying to get to.
I wasn't very fortunate enough to go to many camps. Like I went to a few, but the ones that I have went to, it's still ingrained in my head to this day. So just to be able to be a part of something like this, especially being involved with an NBA player and, a staff full of Division I players, I think that it's really important that the kids are able to see that. And like I said, it's going to be ingrained in the memory for the rest of their lives. Hopefully they learn something good outside of basketball. They learn discipline or to compete. So that's the ultimate goal.
Not a lot of kids get to interact with an NBA player, throughout their life, maybe. So just being able to invite these kids in and be able to interact with one of them, I think that's what I find important is when I have these type of clinics is to have a personal moment with each kid at the camp, which is why, like you saw at the end of the camp, I named each kid. So just allowing them to have their moments in those life. That might be the moment that made them, want to get to the NBA, made them want to work harder, things like that. So I think that's important for me. I think we can have a large impact on the kids growing up. I think it's important for people to know that SleepNation is a community. The goal is to bring Sacramento up as a whole. We're not just trying to take kids and say they are SleepNation kids. They're Sacramento kids. SleepNation's for all of Sacramento. And then once we expand, it's going to be for everyone. We want the Sacramento trainers, we want their name to be taken up. We want the kids in Sacramento to be taken up. We want the level of basketball in general to be taken up as a community. So that's our goal here is to embrace Sacramento and take it to the next level. I'm very passionate about what we do. And I want to be able to put on, like I said, with Branch 1, Branch 2, Branch 3, be able to do documentaries telling stories of all types of athletes and celebrities or whoever played in the basketball space and be able to really tell their stories so that kids around the world can really see those faces, see people that look like them that made it to that level and say, hey, I can do that too. Really make a direct impact. And I want to be able to hopefully a few years from now make an impact where that's at a very substantial level. And then obviously having hopefully hundreds of kids, 100 to 1,000 kids in our program, they're getting the resources they need. So that's hopefully where I see this in a few years. And a gym. Hopefully we can have a SleepNation gym.